All right, let's get started. For the next few minutes, I want you to think of me as your personal speech coach. We are not just going to talk about speaking English. No, we are going to give your mouth a physical workout plan. It's time to literally train your mouth to talk. Okay, let's kick this off with a question that I bet hits really close to home for a lot of you. You can watch movies, you can read articles, you get it all, right? But then when it's your turn to actually speak, something just happens. You freeze up. This is probably one of the most frustrating things for any English learner. And this is the feeling, isn't it? It's not just in your head. It's a physical thing. Your lips feel like they're glued shut, your tongue feels all clumsy, and your brain, which was full of brilliant ideas a second ago, is suddenly just static. That feeling is very real, and it's the exact thing we're going to fix, starting right now. So let's get one thing straight. The problem isn't that you don't know enough words. It's not your grammar. The real issue is physical. Your mouth, plain and simple, hasn't been trained to make the sounds and rhythms of English. We spend all this time training our brains, but we totally forget about the muscles that actually produce the words. And that brings us to a really big mindset shift. I need you to stop thinking about speaking English like it's a class you have to pass. From now on, I want you to think of it as a physical sport. You know, it has rules, sure, but what really matters is muscle, coordination, and daily physical practice.
I mean, think about it like this. You could read 100 books about how to do a perfect push-up. You could know the theory inside and out. You could probably even teach a class on it. But if you never actually get down on the floor and do the push-ups, you're never going to build any muscle, right? Well, speaking is exactly the same. You can't just study it. You have to do it. And these are the specific muscles we're talking about. Your lips, your tongue, and your jaw. Right now, they're super comfortable with the movements of your native language, but to speak English fluently, they need a completely new workout routine. We have to build their strength, their speed, and their agility for a whole new set of sounds.
Okay, so we've talked about the why. Now let's get to the fun part, the how. I'm about to give you a super simple, totally doable workout that only takes 5 minutes a day. That's it. 5 minutes of focused physical practice is all you need to start seeing a change. And just like any sport, we have to start with a warm-up. This whole routine takes about a minute, and it wakes up all the muscles we're about to use. You do some lip rolls. Buzz your lips like a little kid making a motorbike sound. A few tongue stretches, loosen up that jaw, and then a big, wide smile stretch. It sounds silly, but it releases tension and gets your mouth ready to go. Remember, a warm mouth is a ready mouth. So here's the full 5-minute plan, your daily English gem. After that 1-minute warm-up, you'll spend 1 minute on the mirror technique. Just talk to yourself in the mirror. Look yourself right in the eye. It's not about being perfect. It's about getting comfortable seeing yourself speak English. Then you'll do 2 minutes of shadow speaking. This is where you play a short audio clip of a native speaker and you try to talk right along with them at the same time. You're copying their music, their rhythm. And finally, 1 minute of the fluency loop. You just take one sentence and say it again and again and again, trying to get a little faster and a little smoother each time. That's it. That's your whole workout. Okay, so once you start building that basic muscle, it's time to level up. We've got to move away from speaking one word at a time and start speaking in a natural, connected flow. And this is where we learn how to speak in clusters. So what is a sound cluster anyway? Well, it's just a small group of words that native speakers say all together, like it's one long word, with no breaks in between. This is the real secret to sounding smooth and musical, instead of, well, robotic. It's how you create a melody when you speak. Just listen to the difference here. A learner might say, "What are you doing?" But a native speaker just squishes it all together. "What you doing?" Or "Did you eat?" becomes "Did you eat?" "I do not know" turns into "I don't know." See, it's not really about accent. It's about rhythm. It's about flow. And here's how you can practice this. Every single day, just pick 3 common clusters. Then say them over and over again, like you're singing a song. Really feel the rhythm. After that, make a sentence using each one, and, this is the important part, record yourself saying it. I know it's cringy to hear your own voice, but listening back is how you become your own coach. It's non-negotiable. Now, training your mouth is huge, but it's only half the battle. If your brain is screaming, "Don't mess up, you sound stupid," then your mouth is just not going to cooperate. We've got to train the pilot and the airplane to work together. This part is all about connecting your brain and your mouth so they can become a powerful, confident team. To do that, we need another big mindset shift. I want you to stop practicing like a student who's terrified of getting a bad grade. Instead, I want you to start performing like an actor who's trying to make an audience feel something. You see, an actor's job isn't to be grammatically perfect, it's to communicate an emotion. Come on, let's try this right now. Take a super simple sentence like, "It's going to be a great day." First, I want you to say it with real excitement, really feel it. Now, say the exact same words, but with anger. Push that frustration out. And finally, say it with confusion, like you're really not sure. Did you feel that? Your voice, your face, everything changes. When you focus on the feeling, you totally forget to be scared of making a mistake. And this is the ultimate truth of communication, really. Nobody is sitting there in a conversation analyzing your verb tenses. They're not. What they're responding to is your energy, your confidence, your passion. Connection will always, always be more important than perfection. Okay, we've talked about the why, the how, and the mindset. That brings us to the final, and honestly, the most important part. Because all the knowledge in the world doesn't mean a thing without action. So the final truth is really simple. You just have to train. This slide basically lays out a choice for you. Are you going to be the passive learner, the person who just consumes information, collecting knowledge but never really using it? Or are you going to be the fluent speaker, the one who practices, who builds muscle, who starts today instead of waiting for some perfect moment? One person builds a library in their head, the other person transforms their life. And this is so, so true. The real work happens when nobody's watching. It's not in the classroom, it's in those 5 minutes you spend in front of your mirror, it's in those awkward voice recordings you make just for you. That consistent, private, unglamorous effort is what builds unstoppable confidence and real fluency. 0. That's the number. That is the number of opportunities you should let slip by because you're afraid to speak. The job you didn't go for, the new friend you didn't make, the amazing idea you kept to yourself. Starting today, that number is 0. You train so you can claim every single one of those opportunities. Let's end with a little tough love here. You can watch 1,000 more explainers like this one, you can read 100 more books, but if you don't actually open your mouth and do the work, nothing is going to change. You'll just stay silent. Now, that's not meant to be a threat to scare you. It's just a fact. It's meant to empower you, because the power to change is right there, in your hands, through that daily training. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The biggest thing holding you back isn't your English knowledge, it's your fear. But every single time you do that 5-minute workout, you punch a tiny hole in that wall of fear. Your fluency doesn't begin when you're perfect. It begins the moment you decide to train. Not someday, but today. So the only question left is, are you ready to speak?